Here we are at the end. 98 episodes. We are so damn tired. It's 8 in the morning, but we will still kick shockers. But go, let's go. We did it. We're almost there. Just one more movie to go, and we're done. But today, Mike and Steve are here at the Rider Time Archive for Kamen Rider 1971, the final 4 episodes. Oh, man. Ugh. And there's only one thing I could say to respond to this moment.
I was not in control of that situation at all.
Yeah.
No. And we're not exhausted because of all this series. No, we're exhausted because it's 8 a.m. on a Sunday.
Yep. Because
to rest on a Sunday. But
yes.
We are here either way.
Yeah, because when the bells of so and so ring, Rohan will answer the call.
Yeah. So
yeah.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. But yeah, we are here because this is the TV finale, and well,
yeah, finally made it.
Well, no, that's all we can say because again, I'm thinking like again, this was the beginning. This was the first. So it's kind of like even when we get to see Grand Leader and all the many forms that it can take, there really wasn't, or there really isn't like anything that connected. It's kind of like when we did a review for X, we had a whole our whole thing was between X and I forget his name. I forget the main antagonist's name. It was
the Great Leader.
Was it the Great Leader?
The Great Leader, the dude who's dressed up like a wizard.
No. I mean an X. An X.
Oh, an X. Oh, yeah. No, that's King Dark.
King Dark. Okay.
Yeah, but the actual scientist controlling him, God, like, do you even remember his name? Because
no,
I've watched X twice and I still don't remember his name.
That's the thing. Even though throughout the entire series we get the title, the name drop, Great Leader, it's like there was never any interaction or any type of like. It took us about 98 episodes for Taki or for Hongo to even meet the Great Leader. Saw him once or twice, maybe, but not when Hongo was there,
And we've been teased so many times. It's like, oh, here's the Great Leader's secret identity, or here's the Great Leader's secret location. But turns out, every instance, it was just a decoy.
It was just a bunch of bull. Nothing. It would have been something if they had a couple episodes where Hongo or even Ichimonji fought against the Great Leader somehow, but kind of like those episodes where Dr. Shinigami used his mind control powers, which we didn't know that he had. And also, why didn't you use that when you were fighting? It's kind of like it's a one-time thing only.
Yeah.
That would have been perfect for like the great leader, because this is like the big guy. He would have had like things that were like the Kamen Rider just couldn't at the time. But no, he he just kind of just appears. Like, imagine like introducing the big bad in a film. Like, let's take Star Wars, for example. You know, we introduce Vader, and then we introduce the Emperor. Now, the Emperor, be as it may, even with the small presence that he originally had in the original three movies, he was still like, he didn't just sit there.
Mm-hmm.
You knew that this guy was bad. You knew he had power. You knew
Yeah,
he was
even in Empire, when you see his hologram, like he had menace.
He had like that presence that's like, oh, okay. Even when he finally appeared, and you're like, this crippled, disheveled man is like, look at everybody, dude. I know this is a military thing, but everyone is at attention. Like, there are TIE fighters floating around. There is high security. Everyone is on edge. Even mentioning that he was coming here, everyone's like, oh.
Yeah, and even a character who's been proven to be as menacing as Vader is cowering before this dude, who's bowing before this dude. It's like, this dude must be a really big deal.
Yeah. Now, I know Kamen Rider came out way before Star Wars. That's a fact. That's a fact.
But, but what kind of presence did Great Leader have in this season?
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Let me tell you something.
We don't care.
Jerry.
It's, I mean, if you had the time just to put the Great Leader, like, you know, even if it was a silhouette or whatever, because again, you look at most of Shocker and then Gel's Shocker and everything like that, and you're just like, what exactly is the Great Leader's plan? You know, I will say this though. Our 2 episodic episodes that we were reviewing, actually, I was surprised. Legitimately surprised that they were actually, you know, they create these kaijin, and the kaijin always fight the Kamen Rider, but they give them like their orders to do something.
Mm-hmm.
But they never do it. It's like, oh, I'll do it once I kill the Kamen Rider. Like, the Kamen Rider is going to show up regardless, so why not just do what you're supposed to do? I was actually surprised that these last 2 kaijin actually did do what they were supposed to do, and the Kamen Rider just like, yeah, he's going to come either way, so I'm just going to do my job as I should be doing it.
Yeah.
The other ones just kind of willingly or whatever just went to chase after it. But
yeah, like I'll say this, the first kaijin we faced in this batch of episodes, I feel like is retroactively from X. It looks like the design of this monster feels like something that the Government of Darkness would make, not something that Shocker would do.
Yeah,
that is so weird.
It was so weird, and even the secondary episode too. But yeah, you know, when it comes down to it, did I have any final thoughts in this whole series other than, well, it's the first? No, not really. I mean, but this is not the last time we will see the Great Leader.
You know, what's funny is that earlier this weekend, I was having this discussion about Power Rangers earlier with someone. I don't remember the circumstance of this discussion. I think it's because I was wearing a Morphicon shirt. But I did mention how like Mighty Morphin's not even my top 10 favorite seasons. And dude was like, "What? Blasphemy! There's no way that you can name 10 seasons better than Mighty Morphin."
Out of the 30? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I'm like, bro, I'm gonna stick to the original 17 seasons, and I will still have better 10 seasons better than Mighty Morphin. And I mean all 155 episodes of all 3 seasons of Mighty Morphin, including Alien Rangers, like which puts us at 10 seasons out of 14 to choose from.
Are we talking? Was this guy was he a normie, or was he like actually a fan? Like, you know, like
I think somewhere in the middle, like slightly above normie, who like generally knew about other seasons outside of Mighty Morphin, but I don't know like how thoroughly they watched all of the seasons outside of Mighty Morphin.
So okay, so the person roughly is like what would the
Like
demographic?
they might, yeah, like I would say like anywhere in their mid-20s, let's say.
Okay, well, are they a weeb?
Probably. But I do know that it's like they probably watch some of the Disney era seasons for sure. But like, did you really watch all of the first 17 seasons? But yeah, no, I basically named a whole ton of seasons. I think 3 of the 4 seasons that I did not mention were probably Turbo, Mystic Force, and Operation Overdrive. I don't even remember which was the 4th season that I didn't mention, but point is, yeah, even just looking at the first 17 seasons, there were at least 10 seasons that were better.
We've said it before. No, I've said it, and I've had people come at me about how dare I listen. Many of our fellow writers have reached out and have asked us or asked me about that they were watching Ichigo along with us. Some of them just stopped, and I don't blame them for why they stopped. It's the same thing I say with Mighty Morphin. Look, it was the first, and it is if you grew up watching it, obviously you got the rose-tinted lenses on.
Yeah, like as much crap as I can give Mighty Morphin, and believe me, there's a lot of crap I could give to Mighty Morphin. I will still watch the first season fondly,
it is a slog to get through. It really is.
Yeah. It's like watching the original 1977 Star Wars. It's like, is it the best Star Wars movie? No, it's not. But it's not even a rose-tinted glasses situation as much as it's like I appreciate it for what it is and what it tried to do. But then it got better over time.
If the story remained generic, that's the thing with Mighty Morphin. It's the same thing with the Kamen Rider.
Because Mighty Morphin, the first season was 60 freaking episodes. 60 episodes, and let's just say the final episode was nothing to write home about, because the only thing that people love about the final episode was, oh yeah, Zack gets the dragon shield. That's it. That's all there is to it. If they switched episode 59 with 56, at least that would have been an interesting episode to end on, because you got clones of 5 of the Rangers.
I mean, seriously, looking back and looking at what we got, are we sure that Haim Saban didn't just take the story of the Kamen Rider and then give it to the Zoo Ranger? Because you had clones towards the end of the Rangers that had the original outfits, you had a bunch of like just rant and also like kind of like a farewell to the hero, like it's almost parallel in a way.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But I mean, if you want to be that guy that Mighty Morphin, obviously, I respect it, but that it's like how many people. Well, again, going back to the Star Wars reference, you would imagine people saying that the first, like A New Hope, is their favorite because that's what started it all. Everyone says it's Empire.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I'm like, why Empire? Why? I mean,
yeah. Like even with Mighty Morphin, it's like, oh, white light.
It's kind of like, yeah, but I said like Mighty Morphin didn't get good until like season, like at least halfway through 2, and then going into 3. But then they started, the movie kind of threw a wrench into that, along with some, from my inside sources, legal stuff that was going on with Toei, along with Saban.
Mm-hmm.
That's why.
Yeah.
That's why we. It's kind of crazy that we went for almost 3 seasons with the same suits, same story, same premise, but they were not holding up to their contract. But it's like, how could you do that now that you establish a 6-person team, which most, if not all the teams are 5, except for Kaku Ranger that only had 5.
Yeah.
That's why, Pink and White shared a robot, technically. With all that's
the Shoguns were and like here's the thing, it's like they could have just, well, to be fair, they did not know that that Amy, JoJo, and Karen Ashley would both be leaving the show during the same season. But if they knew, like, they could have established a thing where it's like, oh yeah, let's make it 5 Rangers from Jump, and then just like make Tommy the Red Ninja Ranger, make Billy the Yellow Ninja Ranger, Adam the Black Ninja Ranger, Rocky the Blue Ninja Ranger, and then Kim/Kat the White Ninja Ranger, because then it's like, oh, then it makes sense that Tommy will go from Red Ninja to O-Red. And then when you get like why Rocky goes from Blue Ranger to Blue Ranger, and then like Billy will give his yellow crystal to Tanya.
Again, they didn't think it through.
They didn't think
but
it
they
through.
didn't know. But again, if you want to defend Mighty Morphin, by all means, no one's shitting on you, nor will anyone
Yeah.
We don't do that. We don't do that. But regardless, watching these last 4 episodes really, really, just I'll say this: I actually rewatched Shin Kamen Rider. A couple days ago. And now knowing what I know, it makes a whole lot more sense. Like, the first time I had not seen the original Ichigo. But now, since I have, and obviously the story, but, and the changing of Shocker's origins, obviously that kind of threw me off, but it makes so much more sense now in terms of the kaijin, the story, the planning, everything like that, even the fights. It makes so much more sense. So if you want to watch like the quick version of the first ever Kamen Rider, as I've said before, I recommend Hideki Anno's Shin Kamen Rider, that is available on stream on Amazon Prime. If you want to watch Ichigo for what it is, watch that. If you don't want to watch 90 plus episodes,
or Kamen Rider the first, to a lesser extent. The
thing is about Kamen Rider the first, what I actually and what I give it, because again, I watched it as well. What I give Kamen Rider the first is that they kept Shocker as an evil organization, but it was more of a crime syndicate than it was an international. Well, they were working their way up. It wasn't like they were Nazis. They're just a crime syndicate, you know. And I did enjoy the cameos that they had for General Zol, Sahara King, Black Shogun, and more importantly, Dr. Shinigami. Even though most of these actors have passed on now, it's like, they have them on the Videotron, but then they have like some fashion model and some like J rap star, like as one of the generals. I'm like, but it is nice to see that you're throwing the past, the past bad guys in this movie. And I kind of did like that. Oh, so Hongo didn't get away. He actually was serving Shocker for a while. It wasn't until, like, I guess, meeting up with his ex-love that kind of just snapped him out of it.
Yeah.
And then it's like, but again, it generic movie. And it's like, there's a sequel, but it's like, wait a minute, what happened to this and that happened in the first movie? We don't talk about that.
Yeah.
But what about her? We don't talk about her.
What about more? No.
What about Ichimonji? Shh.
Like he personally wanted you to shush.
Yeah, that's the thing. At least they gave Ichimonji in Shin Kamen Rider like
a lot more
respect than they did in the next and all that stuff. I'm like, wow, I can't. And even their whole thing with V3, it was like,
why?
Yeah,
because the thing about V3, and we will go into this when we discuss V3. V3 wasn't made by Shocker or Destron. He was made by the first two writers. He never had a reason to be an antagonist like he was in Kamen Rider the Next.
That's why I'm like, look, I know I haven't seen any of it, but I even knew that. I was like, he was created by the two writers, so Shocker created all those other writers. Yeah, why?
Yeah, those other writers.
Yeah, why? Whatever. But all right, let's do it. Let's get into it.
All right, episode 95. We're almost there. Okay, 95. It's very pretty simple and straightforward. The episode involves Crow Ox because he's half crow and half ox.
You couldn't have given him a beak. Like, yeah, really? He couldn't have gotten like the flick. We did that for Rat Eagle, and he looked like a griffin. You couldn't have given the ox a full beak.
Yep, it was like, again. So the monstrous Crow Ox's flying cars. Yeah, it's again, I'm taken back to how Fangeyers had amazing, like consistently amazing monster designs. Like, I don't think there's really been any Fangeyer designs that the two of us didn't like. Like, the worst of it might have been like a Prawnhorn or something. I don't know.
Like just in terms of like finding the hidden bird motif and all the Fangeyers.
Yeah, that was like a fun bonus for us. Let's be honest.
It was, but again, it's like, who knows if they knew they were winding down, because all these episodes don't feel like the lead up to a finale.
Oh yeah, no, like what felt especially frustrating is how episodes 91 through 94 was straight up a 4-part episode where each episode led up to the next, but then 95 and 96 let's just throw in 2 one-offs.
Yeah, I was just kind of like, this doesn't feel like a finale, but either or, I am saying that the plan and what was going on here was diabolical because here we are in that tunnel, that same tunnel that so many horrible things have happened in, like Ichigo all the way through X. Like, what is up with this tunnel? Every time someone goes through this damn tunnel, someone dies.
Yep.
I think that should be a landmark in Japan, like the famous Kamen Rider tunnel. It's like, yeah. Because there is a couple that are going out for a drive and there's fog. And then later on, it's like, wait, what's going on? What's that?
Oh yeah, and somehow when they get through the tunnel, they're somehow already in the sky. Because when the boyfriend tries to open the door, like he accidentally falls out. Thank God Ichigo's there to catch him.
Yeah, just randomly him and Taki were out for a Sunday drive, and he just falls off. But what's the gas that this creature uses? I forget what it's called.
It's not very clear, but it's like apparently this gas is what's causing the anti-gravity to occur. But somehow he's like, oh yeah, I'm going to make Kamen Rider choke on this. I'm like, yeah, but won't him choking on it kind of make his grasshopper powers more powerful because it's anti-gravity gas?
I mean, I know it was something. I forget what it was, but I'm like, but then I looked at the periodic table and all because it's on there. I know it's a gas that's on there, but I'm like, wait, isn't helium more lighter than that? Like, yeah, the whole thing is that I'm like, this is actually diabolical because what Gelshocker is doing is using the Crocs to all vehicles, every vehicle, to be elevated by this gas,
especially Bullet Train. Apparently,
Bullet Train.
Oh hell no!
All manners of vehicles, Hell, maybe even buildings if you fill them up enough. But it's like, yeah, so have them elevated, and if they're not going to your demands, then you're gonna slam them down into the ground. I'm like, that is actually horrible. Not in the sense of a horrible plan, but I mean, can you imagine? Can you imagine the ramifications of it, especially in the metropolitan?
Oh yeah, imagine if it actually fell on someone.
Yeah, imagine also in the metropolitan area of Tokyo. Like, you got a bunch of cars up in the air. It's like, yeah, I think you'd want to do what he says because not only are there cars, but they're also vehicles that are in use. So not only are you going to kill the person inside, but also the people when the car slammed down or any vehicle. This is actually a devastating plan. And what's crazy is the Ox Crow is actually doing what it's supposed to do. Because we find out later on, because obviously Hongo saves the guy that fell from that car. We find that, hey, what happened to the car? Yeah, it was found completely destroyed. Like they even said that the girl that was inside the car, they found her remains. She's dead.
Yep. Meanwhile, so like they tried to like take over an ambulance vehicle, and when Ichigo like tries to get inside the ambulance to like fight him off, it's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna miraculously chain you up to the divider separating the cabin from the trailer.
Remember, there's a reason why he was in the ambulance.
Yeah.
The reason why is because the guy they saved, Shocker, knew that he survived. What is the importance of this guy? We don't know. He's just some guy.
No survivors. That's the reason.
Yeah, no survivors. Which is okay. You get him, Shocker. Finally, you're growing some nuts. And
it's like, oh yeah, Ichigo, you'll die in your rider form.
Yeah, they get the guy and they put him in the ambulance, obviously tricking the kids and the girls. Bless their hearts. But they're ambulance workers, so how they're not the bad guys. No, not really. But then, yeah, Tachibana Sensei finds out, and then he calls Hongo, and then Hongo goes and chases after them, and then we get to this point where they're fighting inside the ambulance, not realizing that the Ox Crow had filled the ambulance with the nauseous light gas.
Mm-hmm.
Because I kid you not, this actually happens in the show. The Kamen Rider calls pause. He actually says, because they're fighting in the ambulance, and he literally tells the Ox Crow, wait, time out. It's too cramped in here. Let's go outside and fight. I'm like, did you just pause the game?
Yes.
Really? Only
Yes.
for the Ox Crow to be like, no, take a look outside. And it's like, oh.
This is the way.
This is the way. This is the way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because, again, we don't really... I mean, the Ox Crow, we find out that not only can the Ox Crow create the gas, but he can also, like, reabsorb it, and like, he can inhale it back in, and that causes the vehicle to just, I would imagine the gas would have just dissipated over like a period of time, but no, he inhales it and then flies off, and Ichigo is tied up by chains, which I kind of asked this question, are these chains made out of something that you can't break? Because we've seen you break chains numerous times.
But of course, the ambulance truck falls to the ground and everyone thinks he's dead. And Taki pretends to be a decoy. I'm like, haven't we already done this? Like, seriously.
How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?
We've done this like at least 5 times in the past, 20 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Except like maybe like 3 or 2 times, we didn't care. We're like, there was like, oh, he's dead. Is he dead? I don't know. But then the other episode,
it's like you'd think by that point when X destroys Apollo Geist, you'd think Tachibana would have learned that lesson by then.
Well, the thing is that, again, if we don't see a body, but again, the car was literally blown to smithereens. There was nothing left.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, but we know he's not dead. So I'm like, why are we going through the notions of like, like that he is dead? It's like, well, no, I don't think. But anyway, so they try to trick Gel Shocker because Tachibana Sensei tells Chaco to make an announcement because apparently Shocker has their phone connections tapped.
Yeah.
This is the first time I'm ever hearing this.
Yeah, you thought the FBI was crazy?
I mean, I would imagine, like, okay, also, I'm like, wait, you're telling me that the Kamen Rider Kids Corps doesn't just communicate via carrier pigeon? They actually have a phone.
Well, and maybe that's why they use the pigeons, because the phone is clearly tapped.
That's what I believed. I was like, oh, maybe they're using the pigeons because they don't want their lines tapped. But no, they actually have a phone and a radio and a transceiver and everything. So what's with the pigeons? Oh, well, I guess kids, we didn't have cell phones back then. Hell, cell phones were not even a thing in anyone's head back then. So I guess the only way for mobile communication was to just breed pigeons.
Yeah, like let's just get through this. Ichigo reveals that he's still alive. He fights the Crowoks. He uses Rider Kick. There's an explosion. Of course, Taki and Tachibana celebrating. Oh yeah, you're alive. That's great. Woohoo! And then Ichigo rides off into the sunset. Like he always does.
No, the only thing was that they fooled them thinking that Taki was Hongo. because
Yeah.
they were like, "Oh, I thought he died." No, it was again the old Texas switcheroo.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
How Hongo was buried, I have not a clue.
Hmm.
I
And
have not.
again, I feel like the previous 4 episodes handled this way better.
Yeah, but there was a gripping scene where Tachibana was using dynamite and landmines to blow up.
Yeah, that gave me Clint Eastwood vibes.
He almost, and here's Taki like yelling at him to pull the trigger, like just to do it now. And it's like he's about to do it until Hongo shows up, and it's like, oh, thank God I'm like, you're not gonna kill Taki. That Hongo I can understand, but you're not gonna kill Taki. You can't kill Sonny Chiba's brother. You can't do that. But no, he survived, and they kill the Ox Crow, and then that's it. The episode rides off, and there we go.
Yep. So let's move right along.
The next one is
Episode 96. Takashi Hongo becomes a cactus monster.
oh, this one. This one actually kind of, if you actually watch and listen, it's very creepy.
Obscenely. And also, there's one particular scene involving Tachibana that's very similar to a real life occurrence.
Are you talking about that case of the respiratory problem with the patient?
Yep.
Yeah. Then, I think we talked about that.
We did.
And it's like plants are very, very well adaptable. Do not look at any plants and say that they are weak, that they are no. Mother Nature is cruel.
Yeah, but Father Science is even crueler because there's a cactus botanist. I'm surprised that they have botanists that focus exclusively on cacti, but he a mysterious red cactus that causes him to become completely unconscious, and then Shocker turns him into a bat cactus thing.
How many times have we dealt with cactuses in this series? You would think people would just like, no, with the cactus.
I remember how in episode 14, the cactus dude completely destroyed the Mexican economy.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. I was like, that was the homage to it, obviously, but mixing it with a bat. I was like, okay, here we go again. Yeah, so a cactus botanist he literally gets the gas, and then he is turned into the bat cactus. Now, put a pin in that, because this is where I'm kind of like, oh, we actually confirmed, because they never showed up again, that the anti-Shocker people aren't here anymore. It's not a thing anymore. So we actually did confirm that we killed the leader of that organization.
Yep.
But yes, so Shocker takes this botanist and literally just transforms him into the Kaijin and says that your plan, your overall mission is to infect everyone in Japan and turn them into cactuses.
Yep. And 2 people in particular become like human-shaped cactuses, literally. But then, apparently one of them had a son who's like, no, daddy.
Very clever. Now, who has my father? Uh-oh. Someone has some daddy issues. Nothing could be my father from the truth. Who? You said my father. No, I didn't. How? Did not. Shabba! For me, this is a dad issue. Dad issue! Dad! Dad be dad! Oh. Daddy didn't love me!
Yeah, pretty much.
You don't know if your dad did love you in this situation because he just got turned into a cactus. But yeah, apparently the cactus there he has a mutagen that literally turns people into cactuses.
Yeah, and unfortunately, Tachibana becomes part cactus because he accidentally got pricked by this like cactus dude.
I mean,
And
he held it like this as you're supposed to, and yet still. I mean, this is actually a very creepy thing because not only I kind of question, wait, why are you attacking just scientists? Apparently, every scientist that he was attacking was part of some world peace organization that just burns Gail Shocker's biscuits just for them to talk about it, because he actually goes to other scientists, assaults them, and turns them, and it's a very creepy thing. It's like in the shadows with the lights and everything that showing malice and menace, and just like, no, he didn't kill them, he just turned them into vegetation, desert vegetation, but vegetation nonetheless. And also the fact that even though the Kamen Rider does confront him and fight him in an enclosed cactus like enclosure, yes, those do exist, apparently also the Kamen Rider got pricked, but only in the hand, same as Tachibana, because we find Tachibana Sensei literally just laying in bed and like, oh.
Yeah. But you know what? Props to Tachibana. He's like, compared to all the people that have already been killed by this guy and all the people who would eventually get killed by this guy, sacrificing my own hand for the greater good does not seem like that big of a deal. Naturally.
This is the way.
This is the way. This is the way.
But I'm like, yeah.
Here's the thing because of that. So Tachibana's hand got cactified. So did Hongo's. Now, right before that, the Kamen Rider fought against the cactus bat and even destroyed its hand, like lopped it off. That the fact that the bat had to go back to
get a new robotic one.
To get a robotic one. He got chastised for it. He got really pissed. Like everyone was mad that he came back.
You know what I find really silly about this scene is how once he gets that new replacement arm, the first thing they do is temper it by swinging a sword at his robotic hand. Meanwhile, our heroes are legitimately discussing the contemplation of cutting off people's hands.
Well, that's the thing that I said. I was like, again, I think we had an episode about this where like they wanted to get to make an antidote for something. Like, did you not lop off the creature's hand? Why not use that? Why lop off your hand? We actually saw that you cut off his hand. The hand fell down. I'm like, take that. Because it's not the cactus part. It has to be flowing all through its body for it to be, like there's got to be something in its body that is like an antigen. Because having venom and all that stuff coursing through your veins, even in most poisonous animals, that's why they are able to create antivenoms, because the animal has a natural immunity to it. So it wouldn't. I'm like, why not take the hand? You're about to lop off both Tachibana and Hongo's hands, but that didn't wind up happening.
Yeah.
But we give the bat a cool robot claw, I guess.
The claw.
And so, again, continuing the malice plan of, the Gale Shocker grunts selling cactuses down by the river to random housewives. I'm like, wow, this is actually diabolical. You're selling it to the masses. They're taking them, and then when they get home or whatever, you appear and then you infect them.
Mm-hmm.
This is actually a good plan. Why stop? Who cares if the car like no, you keep no. But of course, always you got to get the Kamen Rider. But there was a lot, and I mean a lot of cacti, props and things all over this episode. Because, the scientist who is the son of the first scientist winds up creating an antigen, but they're not sure if it is it because the rat bat thing shows up and destroys the lab. And destroys all their hard work, only to be like, and Tachibana is like, no, he's about to turn into a cactus, only to drench his hand into the formula, and that I'm like, oh, so it's kind of like a salve. Let's here, put this on that rash; it'll clear it up right away. I'm like, well, that's convenient. Is it that formula was already pre-made, or was it because of what happened with the mixture of chemicals and whatnot, you actually accidentally created the formula? Either or, we created the antidote. Lucky. Yep. If the bat did not show up, I'm pretty sure they would have been there for a couple more hours. Mm-hmm. But no, you just had to give them the answer, you rat bat bastard. Okay, fine.
Yeah. So we have a final battle, like we always do. And by the way, I love how the antidote was discovered completely by accident. Like, I just can't get over that.
If the bat had not shown up,
and
not done the debauchery that it did,
been
there.
And just the other day, I was thinking about this Disney Channel movie from way back when. Eddie's $1 Million Cook-Off. They have a food fight. They accidentally create some kind of purple condiment. And it's like the greatest condiment ever made. But it's like, how do you know which combination of ingredients and in what ratios were required to recreate this purple condiment?
It also kind of gives me the memory of the show Kenan and Kel, where I think it was Kel was suffering a cold, and then they just randomly like, oh, well, we're gonna make you a get well smoothie,
mm-hmm.
And of course they take like what you would typically take in for a cold, like chicken soup, orange juice, all that stuff, but apparently they just blended so much random stuff in there that they didn't really know the ratios. And the next day he wakes up, he was dying of the cold. The next day he's literally running a 5K, which, as we all know, it's not a cold just doesn't go away that fast.
No.
Like to find like, oh my God, we invented the cure for the cold. That's big news. We have never had a cure for the cold. It's merely just not wait it out. Wait it out. That's what happened here. It's like, oh, we're close. We're close. No, not really. We're not really that close until this dumbass came in here and mixed everything together. That's how I'm like,
Yeah. So we have our final battle. The monster explodes. And weirdly enough, in this episode's epilogue, Takashi goes through a tunnel.
Yeah, he does.
That is so weird considering how often tunnels were really bad.
Yeah, no, it's always like if you're in a Kamen Rider show, you never go through tunnels, but you'd be surprised and amazed how many tunnels there actually are in Japan.
Oh yeah.
Because
they're mountainous roads, of course you need tunnels.
Even in the metro areas. I mean, obviously, if you're using the trains, okay, but like there were times that I was either in a cab or on a bus, and how often, like, wait, a tunnel? Like, okay, kind of strange. We're like above now, we got to go below. Okay, cool. A lot of tunnels in Japan.
Yep. Yeah.
So
All right.
we had our two episodic episodes, which actually were pretty good. They had good atmosphere.
Yeah. For once, they were really good. And just to get that out of the way, they both get an 8 from me. Heck, I'll give 56 a 9. It's not often we get a good score for this season, but yeah, 50. Yeah. Sorry, 95 gets an 8, and 96 gets a 9 for me.
Yeah, no, these were actually like, wow, they're actually causing chaos and mayhem. They're actually doing what they're supposed to be doing. And also, I mean, it's not like they chased or went pursuing the Kamen Rider. The Kamen Rider came to them.
Yep.
While doing their job. I'm like, it took us a long time for that to even happen in this show. Like, really? I'm impressed. I really am. How many of the body counts? There was a lot.
Yeah.
But now, ladies and gentlemen, what am I saying, ladies? We ain't got ladies here. It is the last 2 episodes.
Yay. And yes, it is a 2-parter. Just to give you perspective, again, in Mighty Morphin Season 1, the final episode was a one-off episode about a pearl monster. Season 2 was literally just Billy having a clone. Not the whole team having a clone, just Billy by himself having a clone. You could have very well done the 3-part episode with Masked Rider as the finale for Season 2. And then make Ninja Quest the premiere for Season 3. But no, it's like, no, let's do a 3-parter and a 4-parter back-to-back for the first 7 episodes of this. Let's see, what's 155? Give me one quick second. Okay, 150. Actually, let's just to be more particular, 155 minus 112. 33 episodes. Not counting Alien Rangers, 33 episodes in Season 3, and you spend the first 7 doing Friend in Need, and Ninja Quest. That leaves you with 26 episodes remaining for now we have our powers. What do we do?
No, that's good. What do you do?
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. Season 3 was a good season. No question about it. And I love all the creativities they've done with it, considering what they had to work with. But again, it's like, man, let's just go through this. Yeah. So weirdly enough, we have a couple going through a tunnel again.
Yeah, again.
Like, did we just do that 2 episodes again? I mean, see.
How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?
Yeah, I'm like, again, it's a beautiful day to go out for a drive. And apparently they're working on the road, so they must take a spooky, mysterious detour.
Yeah.
Yeah. Turns out it was Gel Shucker because they wound up getting assaulted and getting beaten up.
Yeah, so we got a leech monster in this episode whose identity shall remain a secret. Actually, you know what's really interesting is that in the last couple of episodes, there was no secret identity for the Crowoks.
Yeah, it's crazy. Oh, wait, I forgot to mention this in our Bat Cactus episode. So that fight that we had, and related to the Oxcrow, the Oxcrow didn't have a human identity. We don't know who he is, what he is. But the Bat Cactus thing, we actually do kill it, but we don't kill it in the sense of like a blowing explosion.
Yeah.
We actually revert the professor back to a human form, which I'm like,
selective much?
I guess that's just a thing that we can do now. Like, you don't have to kill them, but okay, weird. But this leech chameleon, I thought Hedra, the smog monster, was ugly. This guy just gives you makes Hedra look like a beauty queen.
Uh-huh.
You know? It's just so damn ugly. It's just I don't know. Don't look at me. You're giving me Masato eyes. Don't look at me.
Yeah, no. When I first saw this monster in, I don't even remember which movie it appeared in. Was it All Rider versus Die Shocker? Was it in Movie War? Was it in 2010? No, sorry. Was it in Let's Go Rider Kick? Was it in Generations? It's like I don't even remember where I seen it, but I remember in Neo Hess they brought this monster back. And I remember thinking, it's like, bro, that is one ugly, presumably one-off monster.
Yeah, but it's not a one-off. We've actually seen it for quite a while without us even realizing it. I'm like, you know when someone, like, can you imagine, like, I know we do the whole like joke about like, this isn't even my final form, and they reveal the final form, and you're thinking it's supposed to be something badass, but then the person transforms, and it's just like, really? That's what I mean. I'm not saying that's not impressive, but I'm like, no, I'm not scared of you. I just can't look at you. I don't even think pugs would look at you.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh my god, there is ugly, but then there's just ugly to the point that I can't, like, my eyes burn just even acknowledging your existence.
Yeah.
This thing is just horrible. It was but
yeah,
it's a final form, I guess.
Yeah. So it basically used the blood of its victims in order to bring back Crabbat.
Yeah. Why did we need to bring back Crabbat?
Yeah, and like Takashi and Taki are like, hey, it's been almost 100 episodes. Let's just do one final taco run at Shocker Base. It's like, okay, fine, let's do it. And of course, they climb up. They climb up. Those cable cars and stuff, and jump off and disguise themselves as Shocker troops. No, sorry, Gil Shocker troops. And it's like, oh, we're inside this base. And then Crabbat reveals himself to be alive. And then we take it back outside. We have this fight sequence. But turns out, oh yeah, no, we're filming this because we've got to find out Takashi's weakness. I'm like, didn't we already do this like literally 90 episodes ago?
We have to establish that he has weaknesses besides impaired judgment or thought. It's like Taki. Oh, I'm a Hongo. You are an enhanced cyborg. Chains cannot hold you. Even getting hit by a car, that shouldn't stop you. Falling off a bridge ain't gonna kill you. But apparently you don't remember that.
Yeah, so they're watching a video with some Shocker scientist who was definitely a Nazi. They openly admit to this. And it's like, this would have been a good opportunity to bring Dr. Shinigami back. But they didn't.
But he did.
He did, yeah.
But you were able to bring back Crabbat. I don't know why you couldn't bring back the Doctor.
Yeah, I mean, I know he's from Shocker, but let's be honest. He had a pretty good track record, all things considered. I mean, you've seen what he did to Taki.
Yeah, no, like, why bring back the Crabbat? That made no sense. I'm like, out of all the things that you could have brought back, you could have brought back General Soul for all I freaking cared, but the Crabbat?
It's so random.
Also, it's kind of like, so wait a minute. You killed the crab bat, but then you brought him back. So it doesn't really matter who or what, as it's literally just the amalgamation. It's not the person. Because I'm like, they welcome crab bat back, and it's like, but the original one died.
Mm-hmm.
So shouldn't this be like Crab Bat 2? Why are you welcome?
Yes, Scorpion Geronimo Jr. with the giant J and R on his chest.
Why would you welcome him back if this is not the original? Especially since we know you kidnapped some random guy to make him into this thing.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I'm like, well, what did Crab Bat actually do besides just? I mean, yeah, I know he was like a new threat, obviously, but he wasn't like Apollo Geist, or wasn't like, even like how Gen in Build like was built up to be like the antagonist for a minute, and like kind of a major. He wasn't anything like that. He was just like a one-off character that just whoa, I'm a badass. No, you're not, because you got Rider kicked within 5 minutes.
Yep.
So, again, Yell Shocker, a waste of resources.
Yeah, I mean, we got some prisoner escapees involved in the plot. And of course, like, this is the perfect MacGuffin to get to appeal to Hongo's good side. It's like, oh yes, I will reveal to you where I escaped from, so you could defeat Shocker. And I'm like, is anyone buying this? Is anyone really buying this?
Yeah, so you're telling me that they had prisoners inside, and why they had them there, we don't know. But so they escape, and then Hongo decides to be charitable, try to save one, only for it to bite him in the ass.
David cartoonishly did a thing where, like, the guy was about to attack Taki, and then like Taki turns around and like he's like, yeah. And then when he finally follows through, it still doesn't work.
Well, does not work one bit.
Yeah.
Because again, everyone there leads a battle into a hidden Shocker base again. Mm-hmm. And apparently the guy transforms and shows that it is the chameleon leech thing. But it's also the fact that I'm like, no. They trap Hongo in a box that apparently he can't break out of. And I guess they clog up his henshin belt or something.
Yeah,
now
something like that. So now he can't do the spinny thing.
Yeah, he can't transform.
Yep.
Oh, hell no! 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 Oh, hell no!
Oh, hell no.
Meanwhile, yeah, everyone else in the squad got kidnapped. Yuri's about to undergo surgery. I'm like, oh my god, Yuri's finally relevant to the plot for the first time in several dozen episodes.
Yeah, kind of, here's the thing about Yuri is that
she used to be so badass.
Yeah, and here I was like, let's give her something to do, please. But poor Yuri just gets the first one to get mounted on the table, and I don't know exactly what they're gonna do to her, because if you take a look at what they're like inching close to her neck,
yeah,
they're auxiliary ports, or yeah, they're auxiliary ports.
Yeah, if you don't surrender, Kamen Rider, Yuri will become a human amplifier.
Yeah, literally, I was like, wait a minute. No needles, no knives, no scalpels. They're auxiliary ports. For all you kids that don't know what that is, if you have a dad or an uncle or maybe a mom that has a DJ or even plays guitar, you know, that chords, yeah, and put it in modern. It's literally if they took your charger from your phone and just kind of inched it close to her neck.
Mm-hmm.
What are you gonna do with that? Well, I could jab it into her neck very, very hard. It'll hurt like a bitch, but I can do it. I'm like,
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. So moving right into the final episode.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. We got left on
We finally did it.
We got left on a cliffhanger. Will Yuri be made into an amplifier? Tune in next week.
Final episode. Gel Shocker destroyed the leaders. Bruh, why'd you have to spoil like the final episode in the title?
Yeah, no joke. If you thought that, there's no way this can't be the last episode. No, because you just ruined it. You literally just told us.
Yeah, it's like that joke from Drake and Josh. It's like now part 2 of the 6-part documentary, The Avocado, fruit, vegetable, or both. The answer is fruit.
It's a fruit.
Yeah.
You can argue for like 2 to 3 days of which way to Sunday. Avocados are fruits, not vegetables. So when you're eating guac and chips, you're literally eating tortillas.
Fruit. Tortilla and fruit.
Fruit salad or fruit puree.
Yeah. With onions. Onion is like probably the only thing in there that isn't a fruit. And cilantro. But other than that, it's basically a fruit puree.
Well, yeah, even with like tomatoes, onions, cilantro. Yeah.
Peppers are a fruit.
Peppers are fruit. Tomatoes are fruits.
Yeah.
If you're from Central or South America, as my family is, sometimes we add hard-boiled eggs. Also, very other good things in guac. So, yeah. A fruit puree. Anyway, did Yuri wind up being turned into a speaker?
Thankfully, no. But like, it's just silly how they got her out of there because if y'all haven't forgotten, 4 episodes ago, Ichigo's not the only Kamen Rider in existence.
Thank God. Because I was
finally 3 episodes of you just not being there when you very well couldn't have stuck around just for that final stretch. No, you have to wait till the very last turn of the final lap.
Honestly, again, I've had people reach out to me and I said, did you mean what you said? I meant what I said. I really do. I really do mean what I say. Is that while I respect and obviously you can't give him less of credit to Fujioka Sensei, Takashi Hongo.
Yeah.
You cannot, and I repeat, cannot say that Hongo established the Hongo is the Kamen Rider, but everything that we know that is a Kamen Rider, what you think, what people would stereotypically believe right off their head, was Ichimonji. The henshin pose, the belt, the rider kick and all that stuff. Hongo didn't do that. He didn't establish that. It was Ichimonji. And that's why I was like, we're in the last 4 episodes and not once has Ichimonji been like referenced or even called.
Not even once.
Not even once. It isn't until like 5 minutes into the episode is when he finally appears.
Yeah. So the leech dude shows up. They take the whole battle outside because of course Like you can't just have a final battle inside the Shocker base with a timer ticking. By the way, so yeah, of course, like Hayato and Takashi like managed to somehow capture the leech dude, and it's like, oh, and then we hear a voice that is clearly not a recording. It's like, oh, you captured the leech dude. I will return you the hostages in exchange for the leech dude. Meet me at the Hall of Monsters at this amusement park. I'm like, you can't be serious.
Yeah, for some reason, this leech chameleon abomination is important enough that they take it hostage and they make it that it's important for them to get back. I'm like, really? I know it's one of those things that you don't really want to know, but I was like, well, this character is not meant to be important, is it?
Nope.
It's like, why would you want him back? Why would you?
Yeah, and more importantly, General Black, where are you? I'm right in front of you.
The whole time it's like, wait, so we're in this base, everyone's, but where is he? And it's like, well, remember, every general has a final form, whether you like it or not. And it turns out that we have to go to an amusement park because they're doing a Kamen Rider display. Because not only is it that they, return the chameleon leech, but you actually get to see all of Geldum's monsters
from the last couple of episodes. Not even all of them, just a couple of them.
No, it's pretty much all of them. Well, oh, no, I'm sorry. Yeah, because Eagle Rat. Where was the canary? I didn't see the canary.
Either of them.
Yeah. It was like, oh, apparently a few of the popular ones. I saw no popular ones in here, dude. I really didn't. I'm like, you just, whatever. I'm guessing you're thinking like the whole canary thing wasn't worthy. Anyway, so we find out that the leech thingy is actually the final form of Black Shogun.
Yeah, but ultimately, it's how this plays out, man. It's just a run-of-the-mill monster day. We take it outside. The two riders transform. Yay! They both transform together. We don't see that very often. No thanks to like Ichimonji just being God knows where. But no, we do get some really cool choreography, like freaking Ichigo's like on top of a roller coaster rail, fighting two of the Shockers. And there's an oncoming roller coaster, so he has to like climb under the rail just to avoid it. That is some really cool choreo. That is some really cool directing.
It's also very dangerous how they were going just underneath the swing slides and everything,
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, but now we're just in a mountainside. But somehow
we were at a theme park. Now we're at the side of the quarry, like where we always fight.
Yeah, and the best way I could describe it is the leech dude just finally has a heart attack because, while he did have invisibility powers, he's just like clutching his chest. Like it's not like the two riders just kicked him while he was invisible. They just like. He just like, oh, woe's me. I'm about to die. I choose to die today. Oh, riders, listen carefully. The one who laughs last laughs the hardest. Blah.
It's we had that whole fight with all the kaijuns and obviously explosions, blow up. But yeah, here's the thing about General Black and even Great Leader.
Yeah.
Do you all remember in Oz at the end of the show when Ankh sacrifices himself we defeat the professor, the doctor who became the dinosaur Yami,
Yeah.
and that big fights, the explosions, the falling of the sky and losing Ankh, and then the death of that one, and you're
Yeah.
like, no. Here, even with all the generals, all of them, every single one of them, every single one, it's like, don't really care.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
just-
it's like the singular highlight of this episode is the fact that we do bring back a bunch of monsters. So we have not one but two wholly separate scenes where all the two riders are fighting off all the monsters. What, like, I don't know why Taki hasn't done a lot of fighting because he gets chained up. Tachibana and Yuri. Let's pretend that Choco and Yoko are just completely useless for a minute. Like any level of useless. Yoko didn't do squat. Tachibana didn't do squat. But somehow conveniently it's like, oh, everyone appears to be kidnapped. And it's like, oh, the two riders, it's like, oh, your friends are like way over here. All you have to do is come over here. And it's like, okay, we'll just come over. And then all of a sudden the two riders just disappear. Because it was a trap.
Yeah. Oh boy.
I feel like this would have worked better. I feel like this would have worked better as a three-parter because you're cramming so much stuff in just one episode.
Yeah, because again, Black Shogun, General Black, just the fight.
Yeah. Let's go through this. We escape from a laboratory. We have a group monster fight.
Yes.
We see General Black, another group monster fight.
Yes.
Then Great Leader sets a trap, and now all of a sudden Great Leader just shows up in person.
That right there was like, okay, when he shows up like as a hologram or something, or maybe it is, and he does his whole like blows them up or whatever, and I'm like, this is what you should have done like 10 episodes ago. Like to show the great and the power of Great Leader. Like this is the final boss that we must defeat. But we can't right now. And then we cue to the base.
Yeah, from out of nowhere. So yeah. So he's like, oh, now I can just casually walk out of this base where I just mysteriously appeared from anyways. But right before he could get to the exit, oh, the two riders intercept him.
Where were you guys? And where is this base that you guys...
And how the two of you get here?
Yeah. Like, what? And so, again, they confront him, and they're like, show your
person this time.
Reveal.
And they pull like that Klansman hood off of his head to reveal a giant ball of snakes with an eyeball. But and it's like, no, seriously, who are you? And then they pull off the snakes, revealing, well, basically an albino Cyclops. This could be man saying if done better. But it wasn't done better.
It was literally a Scooby-Doo moment.
Yeah, it was a Scooby-Doo moment on top of a Scooby-Doo moment.
It's like, again, the head of snakes was like, they didn't believe it. They didn't like, no, who really are you? And it's like, and then we get to see it, and it's just like, is there a backstory here? Is there some type of reason why we're fighting a albino Cyclops with very poor skin? Like,
no.
It's just like, but again, here's the thing though. You would expect some fight, some battle, some. No, he just admits that Gel Shocker has been defeated, but that he's going to take them both down because he's going to blow up the base, and then he just
Again, at least try to put up at least a little bit of a fight. Why are you going straight? Like you know how in Castlevania Rondo of Blood, like all the bosses have like a suicide or desperation attack where it's like once their health reaches 0, do like one final attack so they take out at least some of your health with them. It's like this dude like skips straight to that.
Yeah, no, it's
it's like at that point, it's like why not just peel that mask off even more and then reveal, oh my god, it's Takumi Inoue. That still doesn't make sense. Masato Kusaka, Bloodstark.
Yeah, it's like
Tsukasa Kadoya.
next thing you know, it's Sonny Chiba under there.
Yeah.
It's like, what? Why? What? I mean, it's something when you reveal the bad guy, but he just, monologues and then falls over and blows up, leaving an eyeball or the iris of the eyeball. And we're like thinking, I'm thinking, are they going to step on it? Are they going to, because that's how you're going to verify that Shocker is dead. Like, again, if you don't destroy it fully, then they could come back.
Yeah, but instead we skip straight to the airport.
Yeah, they just like, oh, apparently the base blew up. We didn't have money to show that. We just, Tachibana just said so. And then, we go straight to Narita Airport because apparently Taki is leaving.
Yeah, now that Shocker's defeated, there's no more reason for me to say I'll go back to my wife in America because y'all forgot I had one, but exactly 90 episodes ago, wait, no, hold on. Exactly 88 episodes ago, I got married.
Yeah, he did, yeah.
Okay, look, man, I'm just gonna be real. Everyone says their sorrowful goodbye. Have fun at your peace conference. It cuts to the end. Then in the end credits, we have a clip show of like the entire series from start to end. And what do we think about this season?
Mid!
It's the first, honestly. So, I mean, we can't really be too harsh on it.
Yeah. Yeah, I could have given it a worse score, but okay. We just ranked episodes 95 and 96 a moment ago, so let's do 97, 98. What are your scores for these two episodes?
This ending, you really want me to tell you what I think? I think I already said it. Look, I will say though, it sucks that Taki has to leave. It's like, but again, like, that's the thing is that even when Taki leaves, it's just like that. It's a snap of the fingers. He's gone.
Mm-hmm.
They even like after the narrator gets done, it like, oh, but he'll be back though, right? No, it says the end. That's it. No more. We're done. No heart-filled goodbyes. No like, what will happen of the motor club? What will happen to the kids' corps? What no, none of that. It's done. It's over. So. Wow.
So what score would you give it? These two episodes.
Wow. Again, nothing. If you were to ask me how the Kamen Rider series ended, I wish I could tell you, but I won't remember it because that's how it ended. It's like it just ended.
Yeah,
that's it. It just ended.
too much going on in the final episode. I think that was my main complaint.
If you had gone on 2 more episodes and gave more of a substance, I would have been like,
Yeah.
But like, I'm gonna have to give the ending like the lowest I could possibly go with. Like, it's a 5.
Mhm.
It's a 5. It's like almost a 4.5. The ending, like here, I mean, this could have been like General Black was built up to be like the end all of all the generals. He died like a bitch. Great leader died like even like a worse bitch. You know, not even a fight, not even a battle. He just got like removed his mask and then he just dies.
Yep.
You know, the base blows up. You know, we get 2 riders riding on their bikes, and then we have the ending, which I'm like, again, we have given what it is. I know we have built relationships with Taki, with Tachibana Sensei, with Yuri, even with Choco and Yoko, and even with the 2 kids, even with the Rider Club. There wasn't a goodbye, a proper send off for Taki, in my opinion.
I mean, they all saw him at the airport. So.
There is, but it's like it would have been something if, like, obviously he was packing up and leaving. And it's like, oh yeah, you know, and like maybe they get a group of kids from the core, and they just give him a proper send off. You know, it's like a heartfelt goodbye because Taki's leaving. You know, like he's gone. He's not gonna be with us anymore. They could have done that. They could have done something, but obviously having the cast there, it still didn't feel proper for Taki because there was no heartfelt goodbyes. There was no nothing. It's just like he walks away, and then next thing they go running after him, but then he's already on the plane, and the plane is already taking off, and it's like, look, I know I've been to Narita Airport. It's very fast. It's very efficient in getting people onto their planes, you know? But I'm like, it's not that fast. It's not that quick. But yeah, the narrator just says that Gel Shocker is gone. Great leader is dead. This is the end of our show. Blah, 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 blah. And then just the end.
Yeah. For me, these 2 episodes.
Can you just give a little bit of feeling, some enthusiasm here? Because we've been through 100 episodes, and this is how you end it.
Yeah, these 2 episodes, I have to give them a 5 and a 7 because it's like, bruh, like nothing happens in the penultimate episode, and then in the final episode, too much happens.
That's why I say I give it a 5, because just if you had given us 1 episode more,
just one,
if you would have gone 99, I would have been just like, all right, great, we tried it all up. No, you just ended, and it doesn't even feel like an ending, in all honesty. It just feels like, oh, it's a continuation or whatever.
Yeah, it feels no different from episode 52 when Hayato went to the airport.
Yeah, no, it just okay.
Yeah, So okay, so as the whole arc, episodes 80 through 98, what were your thoughts and score?
I don't honestly understand why the hell we rebranded. It made no sense. If you had just kept Shocker for what it was, and you know, keeping the grunts and everything. I mean, everything that Geldum did made no sense. It made no sense at all.
Yep. You may as well have kept it as Shocker, and it wouldn't have made that much of a difference.
Well, yeah, because again, it's like, okay, so you killed everybody. You killed all the grunts. You killed all the, you know, and then you're kidnapping random people to make them into your monsters. It's like, why? Why? And the amalgamations, majority of them were even worse than the Shocker Kaijin. There was nothing. I mean, the last two were the only ones that did anything diabolical that made it so like, oh wow, that actually would fuck up like the government and its people. Like that, these are horrible.
Yeah.
But it took us almost 18 episodes, 20 some odd episodes to get to a like decent story. And again, it's like the Kamen Rider series, the original went on longer than it should have. Again,
yeah. Same with Power Rangers. Like the first season should have just stopped at 40. Don't get me wrong. Were there some good episodes in the following 20 episodes? Of course. Of course. Return of a Friend was a good two-parter. That one episode with the Mighty Mutants was fantastic. But other than that, it's like, bruh, why is this even here?
Again, it's like you ask yourself, why on earth was this, like, again, I respect and, praise Fujioka Sensei for being Takashi Hongo.
Mm-hmm.
I have done a lot of research, which I will talk about in our next review once we wrap this all up completely. Because, man, what I have learned about this show, just, stay tuned for that.
Yeah.
But it's again, if you had given like us like maybe like after Ichimonji left another 20 or some odd episodes, that would have been fine.
Yeah.
This went on longer than needed to, and then the final payout about it just didn't really pay out. It's just it's like you hand me a satchel full of gold coins, and then I find out the gold coins are those chocolate gold coins. You know?
Yep. Yeah. Alrighty. So let's go into our character analysis. Let's start with Yoko, Choco, and the Rider Cadets. Final thoughts on them.
They were there. They were there. Yuri, Mari, and Michi. Those are the standards.
Yeah.
And I don't know what happened that they nerfed those standards.
Yeah.
I don't understand why, especially kind of towards the end when they were going to make Yuri into an auxiliary, into like an amplifier. I'm like, I'm supposed to feel bad, but I'm like, I know nothing is going to come of this. And I'm like, Yuri, you're also a trained judo champion.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure you can get yourself out of this.
Mm-hmm.
As for the kids' core, I know we have the kid from Godzilla's Revenge in this. I don't know if this was pre or post that movie. They had some fun little episodes, at least. And here's the thing. They did more. The kids did more than the adults did.
Yeah, I have to agree with you on that. Yoko and Choco were barely doing anything. Like Choco stood out more because she showed more personality as a whole. Like you got she's a snackaholic and whatnot. And keep in mind that's how Tachibana got his start. Like he had the snack amigo. But the thing is, it's like we saw her throw a couple punches in an episode. I don't see why she can't throw in a couple more every now and then. But as for the Rider Kids Club, I'm sorry, but we've seen this before.
Monster came out and grabbed my mommy.
Now you know, dear, there's no such thing as monsters.
It's so nice to see the kids be so dependable, but also juxtapose. It's frustrating to see the adults be so non-dependable.
It was crazy because here's the thing: when they first introduced the kids core, in my head, I thought it was just like a group of kids, kind of being like citizens on patrol or something,
Yeah.
But to turn out that Tachibana and everyone else was like, like with a bunch of kids, and even this goes even way back to Goro,
Yep.
Like Goro, I was kind of mad that Goro didn't make the kids core, or he wasn't like a founder. He's just like, oh, Goro's here, and then he's gone, and then they
Yeah,
decided
and
to
then two of his friends that we've seen in past episodes.
make the club, make the group, and it's like, but Goro doesn't even get mentioned at all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which I thought that was a huge bullshit. But I'm like, but these kids actually did do something. So they weren't just helpless crybabies running around. They actually did make their contributions to society.
Yeah, some of them like really lived up to certain standards that we're about to go into, like the batch of characters after next. Yeah, no, it's like it's good to see that at least someone is being dependable. But with that in mind, we're gonna have to go to the next three characters. That we are gonna have to address sooner or later. Emi, Mika, and Toko.
Oh,
exactly. Like it's like Mika had those cards. We wish we did more with that, but we didn't. Toko, she was just there. She was less noticeable than even Yoko, and that's saying something.
Yeah. I thought they were the person at one point.
But of the three, the one that stands out the most, and unfortunately, unlike a certain other character, not for the good reasons, Emmy. She is so insufferable to me. I'm sorry. It's like, I know the actress is still around, and like, I hope you're living your best life, being married to some politician. Yeah, I'm gonna hold my tongue about that detail, but girl, it's one thing to get kidnapped every episode. It's another thing to be brainwashed to work for Shocker in every other episode.
Look, out of all, honestly, even when it comes down to like our first girl, Ruriko,
yep,
it's like, what? And the only reason why that name is fresh in my mind is because of Shin Kamen Rider.
Yep.
If it wasn't for that, I would not have remembered her name.
Yeah, you would probably keep calling her Yuriko, like from Kamen Rider X.
Yeah.
And you know why I know you would do that? Because you and I been doing that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the fact of like having the damsel, whatever. I'm like, fine, but if you were to say to me, oh, mention any of the ladies in the show, you talk about Mari, you talk about Mio, you talked about Mitan and Sawa, we talked about like so many people, Hina and Asuka and Rurika and all of them, and it's like, yeah, but when you talk about the main, they were just there. I mean, obviously our love and our affection goes to Mari, Michi, and Yuri until they nerf Yuri. It's like we had three ladies that were just, again, not going, but the other ones, if you were to ask me just what do I think, I can't tell you because they really didn't leave an impression on me. They were just there. There was no reason for them to be there until the creation of the Kids Corps, which now you had Choco and Yoko along with Yuri dealing with communications. But everyone else, I can't tell you. I have no say. That's how impressionable, that's how memorable they are. And again, I'm not saying this about the actresses or whoever, but just with what they did. You put them there and you didn't do anything with them. It's like, some people want to put some obscure Power Rangers, trivia. I forgot, or I didn't even know that Zach had a girlfriend, or was, the pursuit of, like, do you remember her name? Do you know who she? No.
Me, I do, but that's because I've seen it enough times.
Not me. I was like, oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, remember that one time when they went on a double date with Tommy and Kim at a fancy restaurant where Bulk and Skull were dressed as Cupids?
Yeah, no, I swear I don't remember any of that, but that's just how, that's how important that was. It makes no sense having female characters or even male or children characters if they're not doing anything advancing the plot.
Yep.
It's like, oh, you were just paying them to be set dressings. That's it. They weren't anything pivotal to the show. Now, when you bring up our main three,
which is the next group of characters, Mari, Yuri, Michi, and Goro. So main four.
These people are the standards. We've said it many a times.
Yeah.
I even I even praised Goro, and a majority of the time in Tokusatsu, and many people will testify that when you have kids in these type of situations, whether it be Godzilla, Ultraman, Gamera, at this point in time, kids were annoying as shit.
Yeah,
they were annoying little fucks.
Mm-hmm.
And they even made fun of it in a film ripping on Tokusatsu. It's like this random little kid walks into a heavily secured government facility, and then, like, I forget who it was. I think it was either the president or the Yakuza boss that just happens to be there. What is this kid doing in this place? Get him the fuck out of here. I'm like, thank you. But again, Goro, you went and dragged Goro. Yeah. You actually got down and dirty and were in the trenches with Taki and Ichimonji, and then later on with Hongo.
He even got stabbed a time or two.
Yeah, the kid has scars. He has gone through it. Yeah. And then we have our Charlie's Angels, Mari, Michi, and Yuri, which these girls weren't scared of Shocker. They weren't afraid of them. They were like, oh my God, the girls are being cut. No, they're fine. They're fine.
Yeah, no, they were scared, but they actually did something about it. It's like it's like that line for Powerpuff Girls. It's like being brave doesn't mean that you have no fear. Being brave, it means that you have something that you're too scared to do, and having the courage to beat them.
And that is not what these people did. It's like,
they did. Yeah. How many badass moments do we have where, like, we like, these girls are surrounded by at least 16 Shocker troopers, and then, like, Goro, like, just, like, throws a stick to Mari, and then, like, the moment she makes physical contact, you can hear that Popeye music when he eats spinach, and she just goes at it against, like, the entire squad. Like, Mari soloed these two. Like, I'm gonna be really simple.
Rape your so many Shocker grunts. Yeah. Then here comes Yuri and Michi with their skills, and they were not afraid to go about it. But, and again, those are possibly the only four out of a supporting cast, not including that, it doesn't include Taki or Tachibana, that can possibly be memorable in this show.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. So Michi, obviously the least memorable because she had the fewest episodes out of the four. But even the few episodes she was in, like she used her judo skill, Aikido skills very promptly. And, that just deserves at least a little bit of a... Yuri, like, I hate how they nerfed her the most because again, she like she had those judo skills just like Michi had her aikido skills. She stood out, she had personality, and until they nerfed her. So, she started, but it's really sad, really, because it's like she was there all the way to the end. She deserved better, But that takes us to Mari, who is without a doubt the ultimate. Yeah, it's sad that she didn't stick around for much longer because she was actively helping the team. It's like you don't know how like you had that one episode where Princess Shayla like knew martial arts and used against Toxica. Imagine Princess Shayla was right there on the ground with the other Rangers doing that, and she's like fighting all the orgs while the Rangers fought the monster of the day. That is Mari. That is how much of a badass she is. I wish we got more of her. It is what it is. And then there's Goro, who is equally. Like he kicked at least one shocker in the shit. I know that much. But more importantly,
no badges.
Yeah, like Goro, like he was a skilled master of disguise, skilled pickpocket. Like even that episode with the luchador, like how like the only reason we found out that luchador was a shocker agent was because Goro pickpocket, like he used his he used his breaking and entering skills in order to get into his changing room.
Yeah, no, these four were the penultimate.
Yeah,
they are the standards of which many supporting characters should strive to be.
Exactly.
All right. Everyone else just, I'm sorry, you failed.
Yeah.
I don't even know why they continued with the supporting cast as they did,
Yeah. All right. We're almost done. We're almost done with the support, like with the lower tier supporting cast. Last ones going way, way back. Ruriko and Shiro.
Again, who?
Yeah, exactly. See, with Ruriko, at least like she had, even Ruriko's friend had more screen time than Ruriko herself did, because Ruriko's friend was the one that introduced the original Charlie's Angels. She was the one.
I mean,
and it's sad that we don't even remember her name.
It kind of goes to that whole thing that, she believed the Kamen Rider, assassinated her father, which that wasn't what happened. But
yeah,
again, it just that whole story, that whole plot just didn't go anywhere. Even when it was fresh and brand new, it's like I don't know how or when it happened, but apparently a part of you just like after like episode 9 or 10, you just kind of accepted the Kamen Rider as an ally and as a friend, and maybe possibly knew who he was before anyone else, and then you just left. You just left with him and disappeared and never came back. And do we care?
Yeah. And for some reason she was replaced with Emmy and Mika.
Yeah.
Why? I don't even know. Like, I could rewatch episode 40 over and over again, and I still won't have the answer. It's like, to me, it's like him replacing Ruriko with off screen with Emmy and Mika is like that scene from Hellsing when what's her name? I'm blanking on her name.
Theros?
The head of the Hellsing organization.
You mean Integra?
Yeah, Integra, Wingate, Hellsing. Yes. Yes. Like she spent 30 years studying cybernetic engineering just so that she could understand why the hell the Major turned himself into a cyborg. That 30 years of confusion is that's what I'm going through when I'm trying to figure out why he replaced Ruriko with, again, like, I don't know if Ruriko could even be a useful character to begin with, but why Emmy and Mika? They didn't do squats. And then he's leaving them on loan to Ichimonji for God knows what reason. Okay. But yeah, no, as far as those two characters go, jumping way back, you know how
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care. Let me tell
yeah. But that brings us to the final two supporting characters, Tachibana and Taki.
Well, given that one is a legendary actor within Tokusatsu and the other one is the brother to Sonny Chiba, I'm like, they're both legends in their own right.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Sadly, Tachibana Sensei is no longer with us. You know, he passed away, I believe, in
sometime between 1970. He retired between 1975 and 79.
He came back obviously for a few films here and there, but I think in the mid 2000s, I believe, was his last. Jiro Chiba, who was Taki, still with us. He's still around. He's still a martial artist, you know, teaching the next generation. He brought both of these men brought so much to and I guess it also gives for many other you know, as we said, why wasn't Taki a Kamen Rider? Why? I mean, you look at most supporting characters who are not Kamen Riders, or that maybe become not the secondary, but maybe like a third or a fourth. Now, so they kind of give off that vibe of like the mentor or the special, like, you know, it's total vibes of Taki and Tachibana, even so much that even still to this day, many people reference them in Kamen Rider.
Yeah. And that's going to come up in the movie we're going to discuss next week.
Yeah, you know, watching Shin Kamen Rider, obviously, it's like, you know, the two government agents, like, it wasn't really like, you know, a shocker that the two characters who have been actors in previous Hideki Anno movies and Tokusatsu. You know, we have the government official from Shin Godzilla and we have Ultraman saying that they are Tachibana and Taki.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Before we get to the main event, the main villains. Colonel Zoll, Dr. Shinigami, Ambassador Hell, General Black. Thoughts?
The only one that stood out was Dr. Shinigami.
I have to agree with you
on
that one.
That is it. Like everyone else, I know that Ambassador Hell
comes back quite a bit.
He was theatrical. He was theatrical, but in terms of like as a person, no. There's like not a single plan that Ambassador Hell like did that I was, you know, that I would recall or say like that was a good idea. General Gall, same thing. The only thing that he had going on was he actually drove into the whole Nazi, you know, like aspect, that which kind of I do feel as though once he died, they slowly got away from it. Like they had mentioned it, they had said it in the earlier episode, and they had it there for a while, but then they started to pull back because it's like, it's best.
Because Colonel Zoll was the unapologetic Nazi character.
Yeah, and then afterwards, it's kind of like, okay, pull it back, and I kind of feel like, well, yeah, but at the same time, why? You might as well just you might as well just write it all the way out. They're all Nazis, pretty much. Let's just, maybe that's why they rebranded, because they're like, we're not Nazis. We rebranded. We're a whole new organization now. Wow.
Yeah, we have the same ethno supremacist beliefs, but
we still have the same salute and everything, but we're not Nazis. No.
Yeah. What's crazy is how in the entire 98 episode run, the shocker grunts don't say the iconic E noise that we are more familiar with in the Heisei era.
Well, I mean, I know that they don't do the salute, but are we sure that they don't do the sound anymore?
No. I mean, they never made the sound in the original. That's the weird thing. It's because in the Heisei era, they're always doing the sound E, and then even in the trailer for All Rider versus Die Shocker, where all the shocker grunts are in the movie theater, they're like E, but here it's when did they ever make them sound? So why are they making that sound now?
They did it a couple of times.
I barely noticed.
Yeah, I mean, it was one of those times that maybe again they did it a couple times, but again, it's one of those things that people just remember. If we didn't grow up with it, it's not a cultural thing. We adopted the cultural impact that because I was like, wow, so much. I've looked into it. So much has been influenced in media over there. We kind of somewhat got indoctrinated into it without realizing it. So for them to keep doing the whole sound effects that they maybe did once or twice, not really that crazy.
A little flanderized, but yeah.
It's not really that crazy that it became a part of pop culture. I mean, in America, there are things that I'm like, how did that become pop culture? How did this become a meme? It's when, why?
Yeah, I have no idea how Labubu's and Skibbity Toilet became a thing.
Right now, the most I'm seeing right now because of how things are is a clip from Billy and Mandy. And it's a clip where Billy is screaming and yelling about how he wishes there was a magical place that we can go where the traumas and trials of life do not exist and we live purely in fantasy.
I have not seen this. I mean, I know he has an inner frat boy.
No. Go on TikTok, go on and just look up something like that. More so, people are doing it for Anime Expo because they're oh, we were there for almost a week and it was great, but now we got to go back to reality. I'm like, bro, Anime Expo ain't that great.
No, it's rose-tinted glasses. Yeah, no, a lot of people asked me this past week if I went to AX. I'm like,
nah,
bruh, I haven't been to AX since 2017. And even then, I didn't even buy a pass for 2017. I just hung out outside to admire the JoJo cosplayers and Avatar cosplayers too.
I'm like, yeah, you guys went in, you had fun, but how are your bank accounts?
Yeah.
How are your how's your schedule now? Because of all that time. I mean,
yeah,
I don't know. To me, I'm I have
to say, my first AX in 2014 was probably my most fondest experience of AX because I didn't go there to cosplay. I didn't go there for the groups. I didn't even know there were groups until I met a Varric cosplayer where he and Julie had to do the thing at the Avatar cosplay group. I'm like, wait, there's a cosplay group? I gotta check this out. And it's yeah, I know, it was just me just chilling. It's like you're probably thinking, well, that is the most amateur thing you could do at AX. But the thing is, but am I not having more fun doing the most amateur experience of AX? Because it's when you look at the more seasoned experience, cosplaying, either A, you get a store-bought cosplay and people make fun of you for getting it store-bought instead of having it custom made, or B, you're wearing this uncomfortable costume that you made, and as creative as it was and as impressive as your crafting skills are, how much cortisol did you secrete while making that costume just so you could wear for only a maximum of 4 days?
Anyone who gives you shit
Mm.
or whatever your level of nerddom
And,
is, or
and again, I'm not
people-
hating on you for making that costume. I'm impressed. You use a skill I do not have, and I'm impressed when people use skills that I don't have. Heck, I'm impressed when people use skills that I do have, whether they use it better or worse than I do. The fact that they use any skill impresses me. But the point is, it's like, at what cost? So for you to criticize me for enjoying just wearing normal clothes and just walking around, maybe getting an occasional Transformers toy or a lock seat that I slept out on, I'd have to say my 2014 experience was definitely better than my 15 or 16 experience. And yeah, 2017 was definitely proof of that, since I literally didn't even buy a ticket. I just hung out in the quad area where all the cosplayers hang out anyway. So why pay money to do something that you can do for free? It's like, look, the JoJo cosplayers are right here. The Avatar cosplayers are right here. And because that was the thing I was into at the time, the Steven Universe cosplayers are like right over here. All three of them, like very short distance from one another. If you put a Pokestop on each of those cosplay gathering locations, you could triangulate a spot where you could use all 3 Pokestops at the same time. That's how close they were. And they were all outside, so no, I did not need to buy a ticket. But yeah, 18 through 25, yeah, no, I didn't go.
But then anyone who, gatekeeps, as I've said before, anyone who rags on you, as I've said before, I'm an elder when it comes to this stuff. I've had my time, I shined, I had whatever, but I'm never going to look at some young blood, some young buck or doe who's barely starting out and then put my nose up to them and be like, unless they give me a sour attitude, then I will. But you should be extending the hand of friendship instead of like thinking like, oh, you're not. You're not. I said it again. And I will continue saying it, and I will always have this thought in my head whenever it comes down to cosplay conventions, comics, tokusatsu, anime, video games, whatever it could be. Okay, I say it, and you can quote me on this, and I will always be true about it. There is no such thing as a cool kid or a cool person at any of these events. I'm sorry. Okay.
Yep.
Never.
We're all dorks in our own unique way.
We're all rejects and spazzes. Now, if you happen to, get better at makeup, you worked out, you did great, bless you, good for you. But to think that you're better or that you're like, you are there. An example, there is someone that I follow. I don't know this person, but I find her very attractive, very beautiful. But, it's kind of the unhinged mentality that we give, that if this was normal conversation or like within normal people, and then someone, it's like, well, if they were a guy, it'd be a problem. But if it's a girl, and no. Imagine someone being a big pervert in any fandom. Doesn't matter what it could be. It could be like trains. It could be models. It could be, imagine just a general pervert.
Yeah.
You would be taken back because it's like,
yeah. I remember there was one time at PMC where there was like a certain I'd say 12-year-old cosplayer, and like they were on their lunch, they were like just on their lunch break. They're not in cosplay mode, like I mean, obviously they're still wearing their costume, but like they're just like they're like on timeout. They just need to eat, because we all do. And they just happened to sit next to me because like there weren't a lot of like dining tables that were readily available, and I was like nice enough to just like shared the table I was sitting at. And this one person kept asking this cosplayer for a photo with them. I'm like, bruh, we're eating here. We already told you, let us finish eating and then we'd be happy to take a photo with you. But no, they kept insisting.
Well, as always,
It's like people need their space. People need to take a break. That's why you ask for things. And if people say no, that means no. They say later does not mean 2 minutes from now.
The fact that I go off on this is just again, I've been through that. I've been through the whole elitist mindset when it comes, even within our little niche of people. I can't believe how elitist some of them can be, which at the same time, it's like, is that not what we come here? We come here for friends and good times, not to be bullied and made fun of, especially in a place that everyone is here for Power Rangers. Ew, really? Yeah, that's why they're here. The same thing goes with, but again, you got those idiots that just, at the same time, I'm like, you know what? Let them say what they want to say. Don't let them put you down. You keep going. You keep loving what you guys love. And if maybe not this person, but there are other people out there that accept you all for who you are. And that's what is true. Let your flags fly. Let your fandoms fly. I know there are cringe people within our fandoms too. I can't tell you how many times that I've seen and that why I was kind of hesitant in watching Gaim, because everybody was like, "Oh my God, Gaim," and I'm like, "Yeah, I'm gonna slowly." But then I realized, no, it's good. It's just the people, the fans. Well, yeah, no,
it's like, even as a JoJo fan, I really hated when some of the more enthusiastic JoJo fans try to shove JoJo down the throats of people who haven't experienced it. Yeah, it's like, is JoJo good? Yes. Should everyone experience JoJo? Generally, yes. But you don't force them to experience it, and you don't pressure them to do it. They have to choose to engage in it themselves. Same with One Piece, high key. It's for me, One Piece has its merits and faults. I don't believe it's perfect. You would glaze a One Piece a lot more than I would. I mean, I'm not saying that you're cray, obviously, but I know
not fully. I'm not the bolts aren't fully.
But generally speaking, you would glaze One Piece more than I would. But even then, there are people that just it's like, oh, One Piece is like the end all be all of all anime. No, nothing will ever be as good as One Piece. And it's like, and then even if someone mentions oh, the Fifth Gear episode lost in the ratings against the King Caucasus Castle episode of King Oger, they're like, well, King Oger can't be that iconic because I never heard of it. Yeah, you never. Yeah, so
the thing is
you never heard of it, but it doesn't mean that it's not more popular in Japan. Maybe
most people don't. They only talk about it recently.
Yeah, you'd be surprised how many quote unquote seasoned anime fans who've probably been watching anime for decades now probably still have never heard of Doraemon or Anpan
Man. Well, they weren't really anything iconic here in America. Only very certain few people.
Mm-hmm.
Even I was like, Doraemon. And then I looked it up and I was like, oh, my exact word. It's kind of like Blue's Clues, but it's so not that. But again, naivete is same thing goes with Appanman.
Yeah. But the point being is as much of a big anime fan you think you are not the end all be all of being an anime fan. And part of it is you got to be humble and you got to be great. Two things you always have to have: humility and gratitude. You know, no matter how passionate, no matter how expansive.
That's the same thing that goes with even Tokusatsu. Like,
Oh
I
yeah,
know
absolutely. Yeah, I can rightfully claim I've watched every episode of Kamen Rider, but I'm not going to say, oh, I'm the biggest Kamen Rider fan, because I know there are fans out there who are probably more passionate than I am, and that's saying something, because I really am that passionate. I'm just not being sophomoric with that passion where it's like, oh, you have to watch Kamen Rider, it's the best show of all time. It's like you only just started watching Kamen Rider, you don't know what it's like. I'm like, bro, just chill.
just shut up, man.
Just chill. Like, I'm not gonna be like a Gen 1er where it's like, oh no, Kamen Rider Ichigo is the only true season of Kamen Rider, like how Mighty Morphin.
Anyone, and like even you could be the most stylish, most fit, more. When you talk that way, you are such a dork. Like,
Yeah.
chill the hell out, dude. Like,
Absolutely. Chill.
it,
Just enjoy your kids' show. And again, this takes me back to 2014. That one kid said it best. Go Kaijus for kids.
Yeah. No, and really, it's also kind of like people how, like, want to say that Charizard is the best Pokemon. I'm just like, sure,
Man,
fine.
I remember I had a child client because I work with kids.
Go sit over there, Normie. Go
and
sit
and
over there. That's all.
and the kid like wanted to battle me at Pokemon Go, and they're always like, I want Charizard. Charizard's the best. And you'd be surprised how many times I defeat him using freaking. I beat the Charizard using freaking Meganium or Sceptile. That's right. I used the grass starter, and not even the best grass starters either. Heck, I could have went with Torterra. Like, Torterra is goated. It's a tank.
So where are we on the list?
Oh yeah. So last ones. Ichigo and Nigo, Takashi Hongo and Hayato Chimonji. Final thoughts on the two of them.
Hongo was boring in the beginning. Like, really, really boring. Like, and even so, more so when he came back, because do you remember that how he was like, I have to regain my humanity. What happened to that?
Yeah, it's like,
what happened? Like, what? Really? What? Your whole thing was like, yeah, Hongo, you never lost it.
Yeah, no, and that is something I mentioned to a certain Toei staff member that you and I are quite acquainted with, who shall remain nameless. It's like, one of the things I like about Kamen Rider is that it's about being human. What made Ichigo superior to all these cyborgs that have much better weapons and abilities than him is he is human. He's using his humanity. He says he lost his humanity, but he never lost it. It's like Rocky. It's like it looks like you still got it. I never lost it.
That's kind of the thing that I was like, I'm like, okay, that was an interesting premise for like the good 10 episodes, but then when he came back, that didn't really matter, didn't care. Ichimonji, like I said, and I said it in a past review, he solidified, he made everything that a Kamen Rider is. Yeah. The Henshin pose, the theatrics, the kick, everything was all Ichimonji, not Hongo. Yeah. Hongo did not do that. Even Shin Kamen Rider makes that a very prevalent point. As again, if you want to watch Ichigo, watch Shin Kamen Rider to get the Cliff Notes version of it, and it pretty much sums it up.
Yeah.
The fact is that these two heroes, iconic as they are, established something that at the time no one realized was going to be a huge, like, maybe not worldwide, but worldly known franchise.
Yeah.
These two were it. Now, obviously, you can't have the same hero over and over, because that's kind of what they did with V3 and X. It's like, Hongo and Ichimonji, I can see them here with V3 and X,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But that's why, again, they always change the Kamen Rider. They always look at right now with Gob. He's very childish and very like, not a hongo, but he's got what hongo is.
He's got emotional maturity.
He's got what hongo is and what every Kamen Rider has in common.
Hmm.
They have the will and the heart for their fellow man.
Yeah.
Even though in Gov's case, I'm not human, but you're fighting on behalf of humanity.
Yeah.
Because you feel this is wrong. Same thing with Hongo. Hongo, you're no longer human, but you fight for humanity instead of letting it be. Every Kamen Rider has had that in relationship with Takashi Hongo. And the same thing goes with Ichimonji, is that despite them being more like childish or more like upbeat or more different than Hongo, they still have that moment of like, I have to show courage and I have to continue the fight despite this is not my battle. I kind of just took it over. But Ichimonji established so much, and I continuously will say that Ichimonji should be held more responsible for what we have now as a series than Hongo. Because it was Nigo, not Ichigo, that had
the Danny Ketch.
That literally established the show for what it is, and bless the actor who was Ichimonji.
Yeah, and again, I've said it before. I'll say it again. Like, my big complaint about Ichimonji's run is the fact that like he's almost never in the series, even when he is the main character. And I understand why he chose this, and this is something that he did choose. But like, while I respect the behind the scenes loyalty and dedication he had, I do feel like that did hinder Ichimonji as a character because as you said, like he's the one who established a lot of the tropes that we use present day. But with that in mind, it's like I wish he was more physically present to show off his presence as a character, because it's like certain writers, it's like they, people sleep on them because they don't stand out as much. Like Skyrider, Hiroshi, he's a good character on his own, but like not a lot of people, like even when they go back to the Showa era, they don't really go back to Skyrider. Heck, I don't think they go back to Super 1 that much either, but they're more likely to go back to Super 1 just because, well, he's got the 5 arm abilities, like he's got the whole gimmick thing going on for him. But it's like Skyrider, it's like his costume doesn't stand out very much, and like, so it's like, why should we care? But the thing is, you should care. I mean, obviously, we're gonna get to that when we get to that. But Ichimonji, it's like, I feel like he should stand out more. And heck, even when they start bringing back the Showa writers in the next 10 Heisei era, I wish that, they did more with Nigo, a lot more. I mean, obviously, they gave him like an alternative blacker costume to like distinguish him from Ichigo, but I wish he had more screen time and more heart to heart. I'm surprised X managed to get some of that in Gaim. But Forza got a little bit of Amazon. But I feel like Hayato, like even if his actor doesn't come back and it's just strictly voiceover, I feel like Kamen Rider Nigo really needs to have a lot more screen time so people like recognize him more. Heck, Z-Cross got a bit of screen time himself not too long ago. Like during Geats, there was a TTFC special where he came back, and Murasame was there unmorphed in a scene. So Takashi, it's like, honestly, like Takashi, Fujioka's a great actor. He's very charismatic. He has really good on-screen chemistry with his castmates, especially with Taki. But with that in mind, it's like, it's really tough when it's like you don't really know what to do with the characters. not just because it's the first season, but also because of the behind the scenes obstacles they had to deal with. Because the first 10 episodes, it's a new show. We don't know what we're doing quite yet, so we're already going uphill. Then with those next 3 episodes, it's like our main character is literally in the hospital. And then with Ichimonji, it's like you're still trying to figure things out because it's like the actor doesn't want any limelight, and we don't know how long the PT is gonna take. So it's like what do we do with this character? And then when Takashi comes back, it's like, okay, so what do we do with Takashi now? Now that he's back, like what do we do with him now? It's like a lot of confusion. It's like out of context, both actors are great, both characters are great, but in context, it's like they are kind of wait, hold on, wrong one. But it's not their fault. It's the writing again. It's like
the writing. It's always the writing. Never the actors, always the writing.
It's like look at the original Power Rangers. It's like yeah, they can resonate with you if you're nostalgic for them. But the thing is, it's like, are they really written that well? And with Rocky, Adam, and Aisha, especially, it's like we don't know what to do with these characters. God bless Johnny. Like he made himself stand out more than people give him credit for. He certainly stood out to me more when I came to the US in '95 and started watching Power Rangers when VR Troopers went off the air. But yeah, it's like, what to do with Rocky and Aisha though? It's like,
I know.
Yeah. I mean, obviously by Zio, they definitely hit strides in such a way where like when they introduced Tanya, it's like, oh yeah, Tanya is actually a great character. But the thing is, the previous 10 actors that came before her weren't quite as lucky because, there's only so much you could do with like an ever-changing behind-the-scenes situation. Okay, so this is the last one before we go into our comments. Final score for the entire season.
It's a 7.
Yeah, I agree with you. Like, honestly, on its own, let's be honest, it's more of a 6. But the thing is, I give it a 7 because, yeah, much like Mighty Morphin, it established a lot of things, and it was an uphill battle behind the scenes to put that show out there. So, and again, because it's the first season, we don't have a concrete, TV Bible for it.
Yeah, I mean, the history of what I've learned, how this show came into being, and then behind the scenes, it's like, wow. Yeah, I'm amazed we got as much as we did, honestly. But again, we'll probably talk a little bit more about that next week.
Yes, next week. If you're so depending on how you're watching this, if you're watching this live, next week we are doing Kamen Rider Ichigo the movie, which is believe it or not, the 45th anniversary film, which came out in 2016. Yes, a much older Fujioka plays a much older Takashi Hongo and has to deal with some stuff with the help of Kamen Rider Ghost, of course. And of course, this also means that if you're watching Kamen Rider Ghost in playlist view, we're just gonna explain it when we actually do the episode. But basically, this movie is going to be on not one but 2 separate playlists. So, considering how this is almost as much of a Kamen Rider Ghost movie as much as it's a Kamen Rider Ichigo movie. But just to be clear, this is a Kamen Rider Ichigo movie. So, of course, we're going to discuss it here and not wait till Ghost. But how funny would it be that when we spin the wheel next week and after we are done discussing Kamen Rider Ichigo the movie, the next season we land on will be Kamen Rider Ghost. That'd be hilarious, not gonna lie. All right, let's go to the comments, guys. We earned it. Alrighty. Wow, can't believe it. We finally finished the season. We're just one movie away. You guys finally did it. You did all 98 episodes, just one movie to go.
Yep.
Mm, yeah, now that you have seen the whole season, what were some of your most favorite episodes? Well, I would say I definitely like episode 14 and 15 because it introduces Hayato and Mari kicks butt, and I love it. Some of the other episodes I liked.
Before the ending, obviously the two before were pretty good.
Yeah. I like the 4-part episode with the Shock Riders. That was also pretty good. Episode 52 was also not too bad. Actually, I kind of liked episode 40 and 41. I just wish that certain characters were just not there. But yeah, no, it's good to see Hongo come back for the first time. Yeah. What seasons are you most looking forward to covering after this?
I think anything Heisei, but
Mm.
even that is like walking on a path of Lego pieces right there.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this. As far as dude, break it. Like, I'm not gonna say, oh, I want specifically this season, but I'll say which seasons from each generation I want to see next, and that is for Showa, definitely Amazon, just because it's the shortest one. Like, let's just get it out of the way. We could get it done in 2 weeks. That's right, in 6 weeks. Get it done. Just get it done. Just get it done. For first 10 Heisei, probably something simple like Blade or Hibiki, maybe even Agito. Again, something really simple, easy to break down. Just one movie, one hyper battle video, and be done with it. And in that same vein, for next 10, maybe Forza. I go with O's, but the thing is, it's like O's definitely has some new Visa Next that have come out since. And again, like, I just want something simple out. After Ichigo, I want something simple. So the best bet is Forza, maybe Wizard, but yeah. So for each of those 3 generations, those are my 3 choices. How about you?
Just if we're talking about Showa, it just has to be something short,
Yeah. So Amazon.
Heisei Phase 1, I think. I don't know, maybe Double, maybe Deno.
Double's from Phase 2, but okay, Deno.
Because I've had people tell me that
Double's after Decade.
Oh, Double was after Decade. Okay,
Yeah.
Because I was just like, well, because people say like whatever, but maybe Deno, maybe Ryuki,
Mm-hmm.
But in Phase 2, again, as long as it's not heavily saturated. I mean, I know O's has gotten there, but I still kind of forgive it because, well, this didn't happen during its initial run. This all just came later.
Yeah.
So I can't really like, oh God, but yeah, even if we were to get into Reiwa, which again we could only probably redo 0-1,
Yeah. We're definitely redoing 0-1 after we're done with all of the first 2 generations. And then after we're done with 0-1, we're just gonna do like TTFCs and Visa Next from then on.
Anyway, but yeah. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll find out next week when we spin the wheel. And by the way, thank you again, everyone, for loving the wheel gimmick, because I know how much that gets you guys excited to watch every week. Blasphemy. MMPR is singularly goated season. Just kidding.
Man.
Surprisingly, a number of people in Japan forgot or don't know that Linda Yamamoto was in Kamen Rider. She's still popular in Japan, but more famous for her singing than being in Kamen Rider.
Yeah, she's famous for that, and also a few other stunts that she did, but she has been guest on several other Toko properties, Ultraman, and I believe Sentai.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, again, it's just like so many have said, and it is still a thing. Sentai, Kamen Rider, Ultraman, these are stepping stones for a majority of young actors and actresses, So we can't look at it as like, oh my God, I mean, people want to rag on Kiyomi from Wizard or like most of the cast of Forze, because they were like, like idols or models. I'm like, yeah, that's the point. This is their doorway into acting or into, another level of profession. So Linda Yamato being the earliest, example of that. Would she have stayed on the show? Probably. Would we have liked her to stay on the show? Absolutely. But again, when an opportunity comes a knocking, I mean, you can't say no. And bless Linda Yamato for what she's done.
Yeah, in the words of Vanessa Hudgens, I gotta go my own way.
Never watched High School Musical.
Yeah. It's one of those things where I appreciate more as an adult than I did as a kid. But even then, the second one is still the best one. Hate me if you want to, but some people prefer the third one. Some prefer the first one. By me, it's like it's the second one all the way. But yeah, no, we're not going to talk about Sharpay's spin-off movie thing, whatever. But yeah, no, that's it for the comments, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please be sure to comment, like, and subscribe to us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Ding the bell icon. Just stay notified for our latest videos. Ding the bell icon and share the videos because it helps us out with the algorithm. We are at 2.97 thousand subscribers, which means we only need 30 more to reach the milestone of 3,000 subscribers on YouTube. When we get there,
what? 300 like a couple weeks ago. Now we're only 30 away from 3K.
Yeah.
Wow.
And once we get to 3K, we will, as part of its 30th anniversary and the celebration of the 30K, 3000, it's 3K. We will be discussing Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie, which came out in 1995. Oh, can't wait for that. And
dead horse.
Yeah, beating that dead horse. I mean, we never discussed it on this channel, so it works.
Okay.
So next week we'll be doing Kamen Rider Ichigo the movie. We're gonna spin the wheel to decide what Kamen Rider season we'll be doing on Sundays moving forward. But other than that, Mondays, Ultraman, Omega, Wednesdays, Kamen Rider Golf, Thursdays, number one Sentai, Go Juger. But this week, Ultraman will be on Tuesday because our boy Jake is at G-Fest as we speak. So, we've got to get home, decompress, maybe take a bubble bath if that's available to us. Okay. And then be fresh and fit to discuss Ultraman Omega episode 2 right here.
Just a quick one. How did you feel about the Garu Shinken Red? I actually thought it was cute. I thought, no, I like this. I know a lot of people were mad because,
because the one friend.
No,
in Japan, people were mad about the hiragana, but no, honestly, it worked for me.
I thought her whole, I was like, again, I know nothing about it because I'm a foreigner, but apparently I know enough. I'm like, that's like trying to get a typical modern teenager to actually write properly and not in like slang emoticons or like, abbreviations,
Yeah.
So
Who's
I
also emo.
yeah, I actually found the whole Garu thing actually very cute and very adorable. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, I love this. And I'm like, and Shinkanger was my first actual Sentai. So I was like, people were like, I actually love this. I actually really do. I want to now, well, I have the red female Shiba Red. Now I just want to get her and pose her in cute kawaii poses now. And I'm like, yeah. So I loved it. I don't care. Ask me if you want to. I fully support Garu Shiba Red.
Yeah. And of course, plenty of content we're going to be uploading very soon. So stick around for that. Check out our sister channel, The Buttery Show, where we discuss various movies and TV shows. And if you want to follow our personal content, where can the people find you?
It's on IG right now. I'm thinking about making a TikTok, but we'll figure that out later.
Awesome. And you can find me on Instagram at Boken_Kabuto. And with that said, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to say hi to us in person, right now, Jake is in the Hyde, Chicago, Illinois for the final day of G-Fest. If you're at G-Fest right now, definitely say hi to him while you still can. And me and Ryan are going to be at ToonCon in Burbank Marriott on September 7th. I don't know if Steve will be joining us.
We'll
see. Steve is a very busy boy. But no, it was great having you at Robo Toy Fest, though. It was very fun. And with that said, guys, please be sure to stay safe, stay hydrated, update your Mercy Kits, hug your loved ones. We'll see you again next time for the Kamen Rider 45th anniversary movie. Goodbye.